Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Polaris. Well, it's time to get things prepared for game number one as KOVA taking on XL. This one is it's a banger. It's said to say. My name's Eric Guy, joined by the lovely MP, as we can start to kind of delve into those details, MP. Last time they played, it was a comfortable 2-0 for XL. However, KOVA have proven themselves to be the underdogs, the upset kings who sort of never give up, as we saw with Finest. So this game now starts to become very interesting.
Yeah, and we have to talk about it's 3 months ago, 3.5 months ago that they faced against each other. KOVA, they have stick together, but XL, they have brought in a new IGL, new duelist, so that could be a thing that KOVA has been improving so much that they can maybe challenge XL here. Obviously, you are bringing in Foxy and Alive. They're so good in this group, and we have already seen how well they can perform against these teams. XL, they started week 1 with a really dominant win against Human Tripwires. It was just Patitech show. Patitech was popping off, and it was crazy to see how well Patitech was playing. I think it was Breeze especially. Patitech was 24-6, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm expecting XL to go the same way against KOVA. Honestly, KOVA is, I would say, a better team right now than Human Tripwires, so they'll give a better fight, but XL, they still look really good.
Yeah, I mean, looking at XL, right? I mean, they're currently in 3rd place, got a 2-1 record, which is fairly respectable. The wins of Alliance and Human Tripwires, as you mentioned. Their loss was that 2-1 versus Finest, which is an interesting one when you consider that, of course, KOVA were able to beat them last week. But, when you look towards individuals, this entire XL squad is stacked, right? I mean, each and every one of these individuals can step up in their own regard. You got to look towards of course, the new boys and that are Foxy and Alive. But I mean, Mo Forty, Pasek Brilliant, and Chihuahua last season was one of the biggest names who consistently stepped up for this XL side.
Yeah, and I still remember the line that Pablo said: "This dog barks and it bites," and that was literally one of my favorite lineups ever. And brilliant. Chihuahua is definitely that player. He can definitely anchor a side. He can go for those lurks, go for those flanks, find a lot of space for his team when the team is playing on the other side of the map, and be that menace for the other team.
Sure.
KOVA, they can really struggle countering Chihuahua, and I think that's one of the key parts. If they want to defeat XL, they have to find Chihuahua, go for that kill. But in that case as well, XL is usually a really good team to react to those plays. Usually side opens up when Chihuahua dies on the other side of the map.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing for Chihuahua individually. His game sense is just a step above a lot of these players that you see, and he finds himself in these pockets of space in behind enemy lines, and because of that, his information gathering is probably his most important thing. And then to top that off, he's also got the fact that he's just insane in terms of his mechanical prowess. I mean, ridiculous player, and a ridiculous side as well, which just on paper put them as the favorites in quotation marks coming into this game. But of course, you have to now take a look at their opposition, right? KOVA, they already proved themselves to be those upset kings. They took down Finest 2-1 in a game that no one really expected. I mean, you can never count out KOVA.
Yeah, absolutely. And when KOVA lost against Heat, I was like, oh, this could be bad, because they're going against Finest. Finest is a really strong team, proven to be maybe even better than Heat. Finest, they lose to KOVA. KOVA is really strong in that matchup. I'm like, yeah, KOVA, let's go. They are back in the game. But yeah, obviously they have to face against XL. XL has been really strong. They haven't really gotten that huge win on the season quite yet. They have won against Human Tripwires and Alliance, but lost against Finest. So they haven't been playing against Heat, against KOVA, one of these top tier names. So I think XL, they have that chance to prove themselves right here, win against these top teams that I think definitely are in the top 4 when the season ends.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. We take a look at the squad as well. I know you're fans of Shed and Yesmond, of course, your fellow Finns, but I mean, it's actually a really well-rounded squad. And I think the thing that I really do love about KOVA is they've been together for such a long time that cohesion, that team synergy is there. You can definitely tell in terms of their play styles. It's very team orientated. It's never heavily reliant on one individual to step up, which is, particularly kind of prevalent with some of those kind of bigger names. You look toward for a potential like Heat, for example, where Eccles, if he struggles a little bit, they do start to fall off. Finest as well. If you see there's a bit of a slow game, they start to kind of dwindle in those kind of mid to late games. But that's the brilliant thing about KOVA. They're so team orientated that, you know, if one person has a bit of a slow performance, the rest of the team step up to kind of fill that void.
Yeah, we saw that in Jesmund on the week 1. Jesmund was popping off right there. Yeah, obviously Shed, who is really a really good player, he was popping off as well. But if Shed isn't popping off, there's like Jesmund, Ale, Sopma, Visas, all of them can pop off. And we even saw Ale play that Neon on a few of these maps, which was really good to see. Ale, obviously, he has been playing that duelist previously, but now has been playing more of that Sky, maybe Sova, maybe even KO. And it's good to see him back on that duelist. But like you touched on a little bit earlier, this team, they have been together with like really, really long time. I think all of these players have played in team called HHDR like a long time ago. Sapma, Ale, Vicious, especially. That was a 3-man core in that team, and Shed Jesmund just completing that that roster. I think what they struggle with is that breakout. They just need that breakout. They need that top 4, get to that playoff.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let's take a look at the head-to-head as well. We can start to compare the stats and take a little bit of a deep dive into these two individual teams and, of course, the players themselves. You've got Shed versus Alive. You pick these two out. How come?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a Shed versus Alive matchup. I think when we look at the Finest matchup, Shed, he was popping off for KOVA, and that's how KOVA was able to beat Finest. I think that was really their win condition in that matchup. When we go to Excel versus Finest, I think Alive wasn't on that level that we used to seeing him on. So I think Alive definitely needs to pop off in this match, and if he does, I think it's gonna be really tough for KOVA. But I would really like to see how these duelists compare to each other in this matchup, how the play styles compare to each other, and I think this is going to be a really strong head-to-head. And look at that ACS, it's so close.
Yeah, I mean, they're so evenly matched, right? And this what kind of makes this game so exciting between these two, because you've got two duelists who are kind of the main front of the firepower, but they're so evenly matched, and all it comes down to is kind of who on the day has that slightly better performance, and that could be that fine margin to essentially, you know, potentially netting yourself that playoff position. And speaking of fine margins as well, when you compare that, you know, coming in towards this game, we spoke about already how XL are coming in with a record of 2-1, but the same is said for KOVA. However, XL is sitting in 3rd and KOVA is sitting in 5th. Those round differences make all the difference at these sort of stages.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is definitely what you want. If you're going for the win, you have to win dominantly to get that round difference. And I think that is going to be really interesting to see whether this matchup is going to go really one-sided, or if it's going to be a tough 2-1, all 3 maps played, and the last map like an OT. That would be so fun to see in this matchup, honestly.
I think between these two, especially compared to our game later on, I feel like this is the game that if it was going to go to a map number 3 and it was going to be quite evenly matched, I feel like this is the one. You kind of got two contrasting playstyles. You got KOVA, who are very, very team orientated, and then you got Excel, who are, you know, at times can slightly be more reliant on those individuals that we spoke about. One thing we can start to have a little discussion about, MP, is the vetoes themselves, where we think this one is going to head. And I don't know, it's quite a tough one. I was looking through the map stats kind of recently. You know, for Excel, they've got a comfort pick of Split that they could go towards. They've yet to play Bind or Fracture. Bind's most likely just going to be the insta-ban. I very doubt we will see a Bind come through. But then you look towards KOVA, they don't really mind going towards a kind of a Haven, a Split, in a sense. I mean, they've got quite a deep map pool. It's interesting times.
Yeah, I think both of these teams have a really deep map pool. One thing that KOVA suffers from, they have to ban that icebox. They are perma-banning the icebox every time. And I think that leaves some options open for Excel to go for these different bans. Yeah, I think that bind ban might come through for Excel, but if they want to ban like a Haven or something like really strong for KOVA, they could go for that. Obviously, the bind isn't best, and KOVA is decent on bind. So I think they go for the bind ban. But yeah, Excel, they can play Split. They are 7-0 in the last 3 months in there. Yeah, KOVA 3-0. They are really good in Split as well. But I think Excel right now, they are just a better team on that map. And where we go after that, probably like Haven, Ascend. I think that would be maybe the goal, maybe even Breeze. We saw KOVA play that on the first week. and we saw Excel playing that as well. Patitech was just popping off. So I think Breeze could be a map that we go for, but I think that's all up to Excel because, well, KOVA, if they go for that Icebox ban, obviously they can't ban the Breeze, and Excel could go for that.
Of course. Well, enough speculating. Let's take a look at what the veto we actually will be getting today. We've had our kind of thoughts. Let's see what the reality is. So, map number 1 is to be Haven, picked by KOVA. Split, map number 2. And if we get there, we'll be facing off into a Breeze. Now, what I would say in this sort of scenario is that, as you were mentioning with XL, they don't mind heading to a Breeze, which does, for me, potentially kind of lean this map pool slightly more in favor of XL. I don't know about you.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is definitely the case. I like how KOVA is actually like, yeah, XL is probably gonna pick that split, so let's go for a Haven pick. Even though KOVA really likes to pick that split, they have picked the split before. They really like that map. They're like, yeah, split is probably gonna be picked, so let's go for the Haven pick, which is really good for KOVA, but also good for XL. I think XL, they have struggled here and there on Haven, like against Surreal Esports. Twice actually lost against Surreal Esports, but that's the old XL. So I'm wondering to see that how XL is going to play against this team. Obviously, they lost against Finest 13-8, so it could be interesting.
Yeah, I think it is definitely interesting. I do think that just how things stand with kind of XL's map pool being ever so slightly deeper does make things all the more interesting. And when you look into kind of the last time these two sides played, it was a Split and Haven with the 2 maps they opted for. So we have, of course, both of them coming in here. And last time out, it was a 2-0 in favor of XL. So it's the exact same map pool, just the other way around. They started on Split last time. This time we start on Haven. I don't know, it now becomes a bit of a uncomfortable situation for the likes of KOVA, where they're potentially starting to get those flashbacks, right, to last season. You know, of course, 3 months ago, different XL squad as well, but an XL squad that so far have been quite fearsome, and it's the same map pool that they were all so good at. Let's take a look at the agent selects, though. These is what we're going to be getting for Haven, and of course for KOVA, we see the Neon and the Fade.
Oh, I love how they start bringing up the Fade more and more, and even taking that with the Breach. They decide that we don't want to go with the Sova or go with the Sky, but let's go with the Breach. Neon as well for Shed. That's so much utility on the KOVA side. Look at that. Only agent that they could switch up for more utility is Chamber. Obviously, you could go for Killjoy or Cypher, and you would have full utility comp. But on the other hand, if you would have that Killjoy or Cypher, I think it would be harder for the attacking side. XL, on the other hand, they go for the Jet, they go for the Sova. This is really classic. You could see this even in beta almost, this competition that XL is going for. And 1.5 years ago, you would see this exact comp that XL is running. It's a classic comp. It's a really good comp. But I think KOVA knows all the ins and outs of this comp, and I think that could be the one thing that pushes KOVA over in this Haven, maybe takes this map.
Agreed. I mean, you know, coming into this one, round number 1, of course, XL starting on that defender side. It's, as you mentioned, a very standard composition for XL. Chihuahua's gone for his comfort pick of Cypher, which he always does. We'll have to wait and look. Now alive, going aggressive. Already deep through A. Double stacked, in fact. It's a quad stack over towards A, but they've kind of given up B.
But this is perfect for XL because Chihuahua is waiting on B. There's 4 players already flanking in window, and there's literally no one looking.
Now they are, though. Frenzy looking to find at close range. Couple of things going off as Pasek kickstart things. Ollie will fall. Subma still just holding the flank. He's double stacked now by Shed as they're trying to catch at least one in transition. And there it is. Alive will fall. Trying to find one more. Mo 40. Couple of whiff sprays. He pays the price for exactly that. The right click classic drops Pasek and leaves Chihuahua all alone. A tall task for just one man. What can he find? Good for the first. Shed will fall. 1 versus 2. Room to work with as well. Tempted by a flash Sutmer as well. It's actually going to be a little bit of utility just to keep him at bay. And Chihuahua, time is ticking. And I think this may be a KOVA round. He's got so much to do from behind. He will fall. There we go. 3 kills of Sutmer. KOVA, really well played from them and really well read.
Yeah, and that was perfect play from XL. Honestly, I was like, yeah, this is over for KOVA. There's no chance they're gonna win this round. But somehow they just wrap around. Shed with really low HP is able to find those kills. Also, Sapma and Jeshmon, both instantly low HP. I think it was maybe a shocker or some kind of seize that put a lot of Excel's players really low HP. That allows KOVA to get those kills in window and just flank around and just instantly shut down that Excel flank. 4 players going for that flank and somehow was able to clean up that fairly easy. And once again, mid push.
I feel like they expect. Oh, what a shot from Vicious. Chihuahua goes for just a daring jiggle peek and pays a price for exactly that. Now Vicious once again trying to take an initial bit of conflict, and he will do also well as he finds the no-scope 2. Foxy falls, and these pistols are being decimated by just one man and one marshal. It's good enough for so I say. Mo will trade before Yasmin comes in for support. At least Zach alive. All alone. 1 versus 4. I don't know about UMP, but I think this one might be done.
Yeah, alive. The only one alive with the Marshal in the hand, and I think Sapma right here spotted alive in heaven. And yeah, Sapma. He's gonna take alive out. That was a really good kills from Vicious, and actually farming a little bit towards that for the force for the 3rd round. I think it's 2 orbs away. You could farm those. You could get a few kills with the Headhunter, and you have the Tour de Force. Obviously, you're gonna go for the bonus round right here, but if you get that Tour de Force, that could be the one thing that pushes them over, pushes them to that 3-0. And KOVA, yeah, sure, it's pistol round and the 2nd round, but it's looking good already. Excel going for kind of a lot of aggression.
So far, right? I mean, we kind of look over towards XL. It's that full investment coming through now. The quintuple rifles on the board with the Phantoms and the Vandals. However, Shed still going aggressive his own. Spectre in hand. Making a little bit of progression here, but the Orchestrator was alive. Good for 1. Looks to make a 2, but no, quick trade by Sotma. Now they're trying to spray their way forward, but they're going to be met with Patatek in close and personal. He will find one of his own. It's Mo 40, in fact, good for that kill. And outraged, the Headhunter can't find his target.
That is exactly what KOVA wants. They want that one trade, but somehow Sapma is able to be taken down by Patatek right there. All of a sudden, it's 3 versus 4. Yesmund, this Astra, you're gonna see this a lot. Yesmund going for that lurch with Astra. We see this from Fnatic's poster all the time. That could be a really, really good flank. Look at that. Foxy is already aware of this.
No, they know all too well, right? That it's a potential, and you can also see as well Chihuahua holding for that flank. They're expecting the push through B to then try and wrap somewhere else. They're waiting for these overextensions, these mistakes to come through. And with 35 seconds on the clock as well, KOVA need to make a decision. They need to be a little bit more decisive with the time just ticking down. Chihuahua turning away could be its enemy, but no, turns back in a right moment and leaves Arle and Vicious in a very difficult 2 versus 4. 20 seconds on the clock. The B side is clear, but only just.
Yeah, Spike is gonna go down. Vicious with the rifle. He may be able to take a few kills, but no, Fox takes Vicious out. All with the Spectre, only one alive. Yeah, sure, gets one, gets another dink, but no. He's there to clean up the job. 2 rifles taken away from Excel's hand, which is easily good, but you would like to get some more in this bonus round. Obviously, you get the Spike down, so you don't have to save anything. You don't have to go for those half shields. Always more than happy with that. Also, Tour de Force available for Vicious. You could go for that.
Yeah, I feel like that they should though. In this sort of situation where they're going to kind of fully invest into it, they could potentially go for that Tour de Force online. But at the same time, they could maybe opt for that save to come through and play for later on. But I think it's probably the comfort thing to do here, right? Go for the full investment, leave Vicious to just use all what funds he has to invest into utility and go for that Tour de Force. Essentially an operator when you think about it. And of course, with XL not investing into one of their own, they do benefit those long-range engagements.
Yeah, absolutely, and you can have like a hero rifle for upcoming rounds, maybe even operator if you save a few guns. That is really good. Alive, really deep. A long gets flashed. Doesn't quite get any information. Shed in a really awkward spot. Doesn't know about this.
That's brilliant.
That's a good pick. That's so good pick for Alive.
Yeah, that's really well played from him, right? He kind of just uses timing to his best friend. He hears the steps going away. He's all too cautious of lower tons, and it works brilliantly in his favor. Now Chihuahua just dancing around on that B site, toying with it. Yes, man, it's all about who spots who first. I think he's got an inkling, got an idea. There it is. Spike down. Now things become very dicey. Sotma just on the other side of that smoke, trying to at least toy with the idea of the B sites as the always will come through. They're still trying to find it. Bolt line comes in. Not going to find too much though. Mo, good for 1, but only. Arle trades. It's a manic press over towards this B side that leaves Vicious and the Tour de Force all alone.
It seems like already.
Oh no.
Excel They are reading completely how Jesmond likes to play this map. They know exactly what is happening. Chihuahua also perfectly timed there. That could have been disastrous round, but no. Jesmond gets, or Chihuahua gets the perfect timing, gets that pick on the Jesmond. And I think from these 2 rounds, KOVA should stray away from that lurk for now. Maybe go together with the Astra as well, and maybe incarnate that Astra later stages of this half, because Exol, they are reading this fully. They know exactly that there is always one player lurking, even when just 4 rounds played.
No, you're absolutely spot on. And outside all square, 2 rounds apiece. Already in an aggressive maneuver over towards C. It's looking, they're trying to set up for that split. In comes the Fear though, trying to clear out the C site, and it will do not a bad job of it. Hunter's Fury online, Mogan for the first. Already a fault line to come in to try and open a bit of a gap to work with, but as we stand, Spike will go down. Numbers favour the defender side. It's all about this retake.
KOVA, Polaris 5, 1-man disadvantage. Alive is really far right now, but this is perfect position for Alive if he doesn't get spotted. Go for the lurk. Just hears that.
Vicious, all too aware though, Alive, he goes for that exact lurk. The Cloudburst comes in to try and kind of deny that one angle we had to clear, but unfortunately, Baytown's position, not exactly where they want to be. The post barn set up here. Foxy not going to be able to deny. Chihuahua falls too. It's a manic push over towards the seaside, but Sotmer and Jesmond do just enough to keep KOVA alive, and that was all down to a post barn there. The retake from XL just wasn't good enough, and it was very reliant on Alive's flank coming through, and the fact that he falls so early just denies all of that presence.
Oh yeah, Vicious being so close is able to hear that Cloudburst coming into the trap. Knows exactly what is happening, knows that Alive is trying to go for that sneaky. And when Alive doesn't get that, it seems like Excel doesn't really know what to do. They throw all of their utility in long, but it gets destroyed. The Shock Dart or Silver Dart gets destroyed. There's nothing left there that they could do now. Going for a really fast push, and Alive almost getting caught off guard.
No will though, as he falls. Vicious gonna find the opener, that's a good start. I mean, it's a mixed bag of buys, swinging forward, Foxy gonna follow suit. KOVA, this is a really good adjustment from them. They found the first, then doubled back. And it's looking like they're going for that C here once again.
Yeah, that's really good for that lurk to find the middle kill. After that, they know exactly where Foxy is. They hear that TP. Now slowing down a little bit with this Cosmic Divide, maybe trying to fake that it would be a hit or something. This really odd Cosmic Divide. Maybe trying to dodge some kind of operator or that vision and pop through this.
Still gonna commit over towards C, and you look over towards XL now, they might even be tempted to save, or so I say. Chihuahua, not a bad shot. 3 versus 4. Spike will go down and Alive again on the flank. This time he needs to be a little bit more decisive. Labored spray. Vicious will punish once again, and I think now this is looking slightly dire for the XL side. They are going to give this one a go, though. Have room to work with, as at the very least they can clear out that of C long, but it's very, very difficult as we stand. Trailblazers to come through. Trailblazer, as fault lines, may I say. Flash will come in as well to support it. Swinging in. XL doing a good job of bringing those numbers level, but Ale from range, denying with a double, and that was just enough. Vicious so low on HP, had to just buy some time, but Ale steps up brilliantly.
That looked like a really good round for XL. Getting those first 2 kills, going for that 2 versus 2. Also the Rolling Thunder available for Patitech. That would allow him to use it on long. No, doesn't get that. Also, after this pick from Chihuahua, the round looked like a doable. But Alive dies. I'm like, yeah, XL, they have to go for a save. But no, they don't go for that. Somehow Ale is able to bring him back. It was so close that XL could have been able to take that out. Alive, able to find that hero rifle for this round, but no one else really forcing and going for those half shields right here, and KOVA. They go for a good carriage control quite quickly.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's kind of an unfortunate situation over towards XL because that buy isn't looking great. You see the Phantom on board for Alive, but it's essentially a hero rifle situation supported by those sheriffs. It's not the most comfortable of buy. It's going to take a lot for XL to find some success here, and potentially kind of the priority in this sort of round is just making things expensive.
Yeah, but Alive is on a really cheesy position on A, top of that box. Look at these pushes already. XL getting so much information. Patitech knows that there's no one mid. Maybe even hearing steps on A. Jesmond on the other side of the map doesn't quite get Chihuahua, but that opens up. some chances to rotate all the players on the A side. There's 3 players waiting already.
It's slow, very slow at the moment. Alive going to go for a slightly more aggressive position. They may have heard the sound cue as well. You already see Mo setting up. In comes a recon. They're going to flash their way forward, and Shed leading the charge. Good for the first. Brilliant clearance from him. Alive will fall. Mo with his sheriff's good for 2. Staying alive as well, just about before he's shut out by Subman. They've got time to fight for the rotations, and Foxy comes alive. The new boy on the block delivering. It's the 3 versus 2, and they're going to struggle to get that spike down. Subman with just shy of 15 seconds will get it planted. But already now it's starting to fall apart. The flank comes through from Yesman, brings it back to a 2 versus 2, and these Sheriffs have got a mammoth task ahead of them.
Yeah, but they must know that both of the players are on flank. Yesman in a good position, probably playing for that contact play, and they get spotted. Rolling Thunder available as well.
Subman will fall to Chihuahua. There's potential behind this. Chihuahua holding, might have heard the sound coming through. Will he be able to deliver? No, he won't. It's Yesman with a 3k to deny all the way down to a 1 versus 1 and just about clutching that one out, Yesman. However, MP, you gotta say, it was made expensive with not much of an investment from XL.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That was way too expensive for KOVA. Mo able to pick up those 2 kills. Being that menace on the side is really, really tough. And right there, Yesman is playing for that flank. All Subman has to do is play enough time to get Foxy out of the CT, get a spike down, and Yesman gets the Foxy taken out right there. It's a 2 versus 2. Yesman is on the flank. He knows exactly where the enemy players are. And that is what allows KOVA to take the round, but it wasn't easy. Alive. Really good pick on that C-Long onto Visus.
That's where the operator makes a difference, right? The jet up, it's an absolute wombo combo. It's a classic that's been in since Valorant's inception, but already starting to make a difference. Do you see a bit of an aggressive push here? It's all about whether this no-scope will connect, and the answer is yes. Alive, good for 1 more. Operator making a massive difference now. Arlie, good for 1 of his own. Cloudburst will come online. Alive potentially just needs to be a little bit cautious, and he will do. Tripwire will be destroyed. Shed now going to try and go aggressive. Walk straight to the crosshair. Chihuahua, good for 2. Looking for 3, which he delivers. You didn't need to question him. He comes online brilliantly. We were waiting for the Chihuahua show, and there it is.
It's crazy that Alive is able to be in that position. How, like, I would never feel confident being in this position with Operator, but no, Alive feels. He knows that there's so much sounds made by Foxy on site that there's no chance Yesman is going to focus on that left corner. Yesman knows exactly that it's at least 1 player side. It's most likely gonna be that Operator, but no, Alive in the corner. It's just waiting for Yesman to push through, and that is exactly what happens. XL able to get that 3rd round after KOVA gets 3 in a row.
It's really good teamwork, isn't it? Very, very good teamwork from XL. They set that up and they kind of invited the pressure. In comes the fear. Doesn't matter. Alive once again coming alive as he finds Shed to open things up. An important kill. Already they're committing over towards his a site. What can they find? The question is Alive. He will fall to the hands of that Bulldog. Holding for the flank as well. Yesman all too aware of it. Rolling Thunder again coming online this time from the other side. Chihuahua. Neural Theft to come online. Vicious with a double. Foxy in for the response though. Bringing it back to a 2 versus 2. What more can he find is the question, as Chihuahua needs to be also cautious. Going aggressive. Subman finding 1, but only 1. Chihuahua last man alive and got plenty of time to defuse.
Really good flash from Subman right there. Chihuahua is full flash, but Subman doesn't get that connection. Gets only 1 bullet connected on the Chihuahua. Then that allows Foxy to take 1 versus 1 on the side. That allows XL to get that first pick, get that 2 versus 1. And when Subman gets the kill on the Heaven, it's good, but Chihuahua is just so close for the trade. And I love how Chihuahua is playing this. He knows exactly. Yesman is still going for the flank. Everyone else from XL is already going for the side after that Rolling Thunder, but Chihuahua is like, Yesman has to come, Yesman has to come. And indeed, yes, Yesman comes from that mid area, and that's the easiest pick that Chihuahua has ever taken.
No, exactly that. I mean, a really, really nice kind of play once again from XL. It looked like that site was a little bit vulnerable after the Rolling Thunder came through, and it was completely vulnerable, but no, a really nice retake from them. Now, the way forward, again, Shed leading the charge, and with the ult online as well, we know the firepower it can bring. Needs to be cautious of Chihuahua. He's all too aware of where Shed can be coming from. It's all about this timing. Flash to come through. Not going to find too much initially. Chihuahua good for the first. That's important. Shed's off the board now. Operator not able to cock back another bullet in the chamber as Vicious will trade from behind. Subman not able to find the double. Foxy denied. It's all hectic over towards the B site, but the numbers favour Excel just about. But not anymore, are they? Coming on board. Jasmine 1-2 as well. Mo with a double to close things out. So close for KOVA, but so far.
This matchup is so close. All of these rounds going on a 1 versus 1, 2 versus 2. It's so close. Which team is going to win these rounds? But I have to talk about that play from Chihuahua. The macro level play from Chihuahua is insane. They know that Shed has that overdrive, has the Neon ulti, and probably is going to push Karas because they have seen these spots from KOVA, and Chihuahua switches up the trap positions. Goes for that tunnel position in C, also that window position in C window, and knows exactly that if Shed is gonna come from garage, he's gonna check the casual trip, maybe not those angles. He doesn't get that kill from the trip, but it's really good macro play.
Aztecs Mark as well, does need to be ever slightly cautious. Concussion to come through, Hunter's Fury online as well. At the moment, I mean, a lot of committal over towards his A site, but now they're doubling back over towards B. They've had success here before. There is a tripwire in their way, but not a bad place for them to be in nonetheless. Will destroy it as they commit over towards this B site. The flank to come through as well, but a nice concussion. Foxy just trying to deny the presence from behind. Spike goes down, and that's important from Mo. Chihuahua, one of his own, looking to make it 2, which of course he delivers on. On for the 3rd, but denied as Arle and Summer combined. Patsec brings down to 1 versus 3, and it's all down to one man, Arle. So much to do, so little to work with. Spike dropped, 45 seconds. I don't know about you, MP, but it looks done to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Ale basically has 2 options. Go through in B or go from garage. Both of the positions are held heavily alive with the operator on double doors.
30 seconds left.
Foxy Patitech just waiting on those 2 different angles. Really hard angles to clear for Ale, and it should be impossible.
It should be. It's a question of will it be? He's swinging in. Good for 1. Looking for 2. We'll find it. No way. Arle for 1 versus 3. Alive at range. Makes the operator all too relevant in this round. As XL for the first time in a long time, or maybe even ever, I think, take a lead in this game.
Yeah, that was supposed to be impossible for Ale, but Ale is like, no, I'm not mortal. I can do this. Doesn't quite find Alive, doesn't really know the position where Alive is holding from. And yeah, when you have pushed from A lobby to A window with that operator, it's really hard to read that position. Excel, like you said, taking that lead for the first time of this matchup on this map. KOVA, they have to go for that 6.
Trying to. Foxy, good for the first, but only denied by Shed. Running and gunning as well. Shock dart will come through, but the fear online. Already committing Arle, using that utility just to force the defender side away from this A site. It's now completely open, vulnerable. Spike to go down. It's all about this post-plant position. Aljo to at least find a little bit of information. Yes, he does need to be slightly cautious himself. Arle though at range, gonna find one of his own. Looking to make it 2 as the utility comes online. This is now looking very difficult. Not impossible, but slightly improbable situation. The Blaze-Storm will be popped by Alive. Is actually going to commit to this. Look at the flank as well. The question is, what can he find? Can he get some time? Yes, he can. Going to find one of his own. Someone now left all alone. But look what he's got online. The Rolling Thunder to come through. Blaze-Storm still alive. 4 alive. But the question is, can he find that kill? The Shock Dart not going to quite find his target. Time is ticking as well. He's been tagged. Low and dead as well. Defuse comes online just about 7-5 at the half. XL with a slim 2-round lead.
Yeah, that's really good from XL coming back, winning 5 rounds in a row from 2-5 position. Is able to take that 7-5 lead when coming in this attacking side. I think right here it was really tough call for Sopma whether they use the Rolling Thunder on Alive. If he would have used that Rolling Thunder on Alive on that flank position, I think that would have been the best call he could have done. It's really hard on the situation. When you have the call, I'm going to use the Rolling Thunder for after plant, for that post plant when they stick the spike. And that is the call. But if you would have used it on Alive, that's easy 1 kill on the flank. That's that player away from flank and gets freedom. More freedom for the side. That could have been the round deciding factor. KOVA doing the same thing as XL.
Uh-oh. Aggressive in towards mid. It's 1 apiece. Trying to pass attack, but it's alive to bring the numbers in their favour. And Chihuahua doubles it down with 2 of his own. Vicious left all alone in a matter of seconds. in a 1 versus 4 and one in which he can't even scrape the surface. What a pistol by Excel. I was going to come into, round number 13 there, talking about how, if KOVA pick up a pistol round like they did to kickstart this series, it could be enough for them to, tie this game up. And before I even get the words out of my mouth, Excel has picked up an 8th.
Yeah, it's crazy how fast that was. Probably like in the matter of 10 to 15 seconds.
Agreed, yeah.
KOVA is decimated in mid. There's no chance. Excel, they pushed from that A lobby, was able to get some flanks down there, but KOVA punishes. But now it's the other way around. KOVA goes for the aggressive play and gets punished once again. Really aggressive play, but from A lobby now. Shed, really good pick.
What about shot for alive? Nearly. No scoping for a second. Yesman just can't quite find his mark as he will fall. Looking for a double, and Foxy Spectre comes online. 2 versus 3. Numbers slightly in favour of XL, but KOVA are still making this expensive with definitely a lesser investment. The Headhunter, the Sheriff, it's causing a couple of problems. And you do have a slight hope that potentially Arley and Vicious could cause further more. We'll have to wait and see. Spike goes down, post-spawn to be set up, and it's a double flank coming through, which Mo is all too aware of.
Yeah, Vicious starting to build up some flank here, but Mo is so ready in an unexpected corner. But no, Ale expects it. I wonder if there's information about the both players. Chihuahua actually rotating really fast from A lobby. Foxy able to get that paranoia on the target, but Ale once again.
Not bad. It's going to be of all the information, Chihuahua, all he has to do is just buy some time. That's about it. That's not great, though. That really makes things uncomfortable. It's half defused, in fact. Trying to deny. The question is, can they? But no. Brilliant retake. I think they've just got enough time, and they do. Stunning. Ollie, 3k to his name, and KOVA bring the deficit back to just 2 rounds.
What a beautiful round right there. That was exactly what KOVA needed. They were like back against the wall, going towards 9-5, and when Excel is on attacking side, 9-5 is really tough position. But KOVA is like, no, let's go for aggressive push again. A lobby is the target, and they find those picks. They get the 2 picks. Sure, Excel gets good picks on back again. Chihuahua going for that flank, but somehow KOVA and Ale is able to find those picks and able to get that 6th round for KOVA. Once again, they want to control this A lobby so bad. And Shed gets the first pick onto Alive, who's fully stunned.
Already the opener for the defender side. It is at low investment for XL, and it's already being pressured. Labored spray from Shed, though, and that is not exactly what you need. He barely even... Well, actually, yeah, I mean, he barely causes any damage, really. Chihuahua and Mo are still pretty comfortable in the 60s, so already the nicest of sprays to see. Flash will come through, though. Mo this time will be tagged down. And now he's in a really uncomfortable situation. They know all too well of where he is. At range, well, dink on towards that of Patatech. 1 by 1, they've been picked apart. Yesman and Sopma coming online, but one apiece. And I think it's now just cannon fodder to close this one out. At range, Patatech will find himself 1, but it's a consolation.
Yeah, that's 2 rifles away from KOVA's bank. But there's no shields damage from the rest 3 players, and that allows KOVA to go for a full buy on the next round. No half shields needed. Nothing. Ally is able to drop 1 weapon as well. An overdrive. And the Fade ultimate as well. The Nightfall is available for KOVA. Exo going for the first gun round right here. Doesn't quite have any ultimates available for them. But they have that gun power. They can go for those rifle kills. There's not that much utility invested on A lobby. Sure, there's pulls and stuns, but still. Live finds a good area in A long.
Pop shot will come through. Vicious won't quite find his mark. Is now holding and waiting. Somewhat aggressive as well, trying to look for something on the board. Shed's gone aggressive himself, and now he can completely nullify C in every single way. I mean, he can single-handedly allow KOVA and the remaining 4 to double stack B and A, right? I mean, he can single-handedly just close that one out.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is really good information for KOVA. I'm surprised that KOVA actually goes for 2 players in like C area. Yesmund and Sapma rotating there because Shed has so good information. Sure, Chihuahua, Foxy, they're causing some havoc here. Maybe causes some rotations. And look at this. That's Ale already rotating away from A, and now it's only Vicious holding right there.
How does become bit of a question mark. You're looking over towards the A site. It's looking
30 seconds
potentially where XL are testing those waters. Tripwire will be destroyed. Yesmond will be spotted in transition. It's Vicious to be the first to find a kill. The fear will come online. They're looking like they're faking over towards B, and I think it's worked. They've drawn the attention away from that A site and allowed for that spike to be planted. And now it's all about Foxy just buying more time. Cutting off rotations. The question is, can he? Not for much longer. Yesmond denies us. The numbers are starting to heavily favour that of the CT cell. The defender side, may I say, alive. One. Only one. Chihuahua himself only finding one. And just like that, 3 remain alive. KOVA tied this game back up. 8 rounds apiece.
Yeah, and Vicious able to get that kill on the short. Get Mo taken out of that round is really huge. And you see the usage of that ultimate of Ale using that Nightfall in mid allows Yesmund to go for that kill on Foxy. You see those lines that leads all the way to Foxy. You know that Foxy hasn't escaped from that copy quite yet. Yesmund knows exactly where Foxy is. Foxy doesn't have a clue when Yesmund is gonna pick that. And it's really good from KOVA, the retake as well. 5 versus 3. Really easy. Vicious goes in first, kind of early, but gets the pick. Allows KOVA to just brute force themselves onto that side.
Get out of my way.
Once again, it's even. XL going for that, like a half buy right here, and really aggressive push on Garage.
Blaze will be popped as well by Alive, so you know, at the very least, they're committing into this with not much of an investment in terms of weapons, but definitely in terms of utility. You need to be careful. Shedding close and personal, only good for a 1-for-1. Sutman needs more than just one, though, himself. From behind, doesn't expect Alive that Blaze Storm to be exactly there. The Neural Death comes through, now they know exactly where they're coming from.
Alive, going for a really ambitious peak right there, which just doesn't quite connect. Chihuahua, going for a good play. Rolling Thunder, doesn't quite catch anyone else than Yesmund.
Not bad from Chihuahua, though. That's good enough. He can just take that step away, go play over towards doors, a slightly more passive position. They're denying that rotation coming through. And I think with the spike so far ticked, this might be a done affair. It requires so much from them. Yesmund going to be concussed, but he will find himself a kill nonetheless. Make that a second? No way, surely not. I thought this was a done affair. That spike is still so far ticked, so he has to commit to it, but it's maybe a done affair. It is, but he's going to be very, very close, but I don't think he's got it, unfortunately. He might just about.
No way.
Oh, no. These smallest margins, 0.21. These smallest of margins.
That's so close for Yesmund. Really nice try right there. 1 versus 3 in a really tough position, but it's the first kill, which allows him to actually go for this. And yeah, they don't get the round. But look at how much economic damage they do. XL. Yeah, well, actually, they had a half buy, so they can fully buy on this round, but that's still really good economic damage. XL looking really good. Alive, I have to give a lot of credit onto Alive, going for that Blade Storm on the backstab. And KOVA, they had a gap on the defense. Alive uses that really, really well.
Hang on a second, Ole, what are you doing? Overextends, pays the price for it. Yesmund does exactly the same thing, this time down mid. And in a matter of seconds, in towards round number 18, KOVA are down to 3. Not the dream start when XL are knocking on the door of double digits, and this is becoming a slight issue. Now range though, Shed, what a piece. Alive into the trade. Maybe just down to a 2 versus 4, and they're rotating back over towards that C site, and MP, it's open.
Yeah, Vicious just left that C site, thinking whether it's gonna be a mid attack. Right now, KOVA, they have to find a pick before XL goes to the site. Unless, if they cannot find that, I think there's no chance for KOVA to win this round.
Agreed. Exactly that. Well, teleport has been made. Foxy is still waiting. O-line comes through, but won't really cause too much of an issue. Shock Dart as well might, though. Retake is trying to find a little bit of a backbone to it, but so far won't. And there's a question as well of whether they even want to commit to this, because that operator is such an expensive investment, one they won't be able to pull in going forward, and now Vish is in a really tough spot. He's committed into this, going to teleport away. He now needs to, as best he can, save, but he won't be given the chance to. Foxy picks up his second, denying the operator being saved in towards round number 19, and that's a really clean finish from XL. Not only did they pick up the round, not only are their first sides at double digits, but they break the economy of KOVA and leave this bye coming into round number 19 in a real kind of rough state.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think Vicious is going right there, really deep, really doesn't have to go go that deep. Obviously, in the end, he has to push further up because his rendezvous is there. If he TPs right where he is, right there, he's gonna TP onto the side. So he has to go forward and TP back, but still gets caught off guard. Set going for a really fast push, and Alive doesn't quite connect his shot. Allows all the get good ground, and look at this.
Shed. He was aggressive in towards that last round and paid the price for it, and there he is again. This time, though, at the very least, Vicious goes aggressive down towards C-Long, and he drops the spike. That's an important kill. The question is, can he find any more? Two of the forces online. He's tempted with the idea. Alive does need to be careful. Will collect the spike and actually could just fall away. That's more than enough. Mo will find one of his own. Yesman falling. Numbers once again back in favor of XL. Did he even know that the spike's been collected?
Yeah, they have no clue. Vicious, besides that, he has to back off. Enemy has the information. They group up the A side right now. That would be the best play that KOVA would ever make. Obviously, Vicious spotting off that drone. And Mo getting good information. This gives XL the thing. Whether the C/B side is open, but they're gonna call it A.
Well, Chihuahua testing the waters, has made it very aware and known as to where they're heading towards. Cam will be online as well, looking for that information. Oh, but here comes the rolling thunder. Chihuahua somehow, some way finding Summer, and another one as well as Ale follows suit. How does he find that second there? Vicious will be good for one of his own, but that spike is nowhere to be seen. It's over towards C, doesn't matter. Pasek will clean things out. That's all down to one man. Chihuahua's double, well, completely concussed. What is that?
That was a really good rolling thunder. A good position to get possibly 2 kills. Go for that 3 versus 2 on the after plant, but doesn't quite get any kills. Chihuahua just connects every shot right here. How does he get that? And the second is even more insane.
It's crazy.
It's the same thing that happens to me every time I use my rolling thunder. Enemies just shoot head every time. And they're not even Chihuahua. Chihuahua only 24 kills right now.
Insane. Insane. We said Chihuahua coming in towards this game would be a difference maker, and I mean, he has been. It's been absolutely stunning from him. 24 kills. He is putting on a show here. Well, by the way, and see, 2 rounds all that XL need to close this one out. It's an investment for KOVA. And not a bad start either. Spam going to come through. Alive does need to be careful not to overextend himself, though. Spike will go down. Chihuahua going to find yet another. Shed will fall. Damage dealt, and the Neural Theft will come online. This now becomes all the more uncomfortable, and I think Chihuahua knows all too well. He got a bit of timing in towards mid. He can make that rotation come through. Operator can hold at range. That's good enough. This is looking good in a post-bomb position. They kind of jiggle peek in the angle. Won't be given the chance. Shock darts are going to be the necessity now. Uh-oh. They're not hitting the target.
Yeah. It's halfway. It's gonna go.
That's really rough to see. The Hunter's Fury comes alive, but it's too little too late. Mo tried to use the shock dart, and he overhits them just a little bit. They weren't finding that target, and it allowed for that defuse to come through more or less uncontested.
Yeah, somehow. Always able to find that defuse. There was so much utility going on. I'm not even sure how none of that connects. Also, the Hunter's Fury coming through. It's too late. The spike is already half diffused. And in that situation, it's really easy to go going for that full KOVA. Everyone dies. There's not much money going around for KOVA. Yeah, they can get those rifles, but look at that. Desmond having to go with the Spectre. Ale going with the Bulldog half shields as well. KOVA, they lose this round. They're in a really tough position. Match point with no money.
This is an interesting situation. I feel like this round has a lot of precedent towards it. You look for XL, they've got quite a lot of economy to work with. But as you mentioned, you know, for KOVA, it's not the greatest. You see, even Arley's only invested in towards a Bulldog. That's all he can pick up. Needs at least a little bit of utility online. It's really quite the uncomfortable situation. Well, still holding, waiting. Yesman in towards closed doors with that Spectre online. Actually inviting the pressure. Wants XL to swing into him as he's going to try and at that close range deliver. The question is, can he? Yes, good for one. Looking for another Mata Sotma at range, causing issues, and a double to open things up is exactly what they were looking for. Shed now coming in for the flank, one of his own coming online, and this is now looking really uncomfortable for the likes of Chihuahua. He will fall in life, now left all alone.
Alive definitely can go for this. They have the money, and Alive is actually going for it. 1 versus 3, but Ale Ale with a really strong performance is there to stop Alive. KOVA is alive and well. They are back into the game. That was really good setup from Sapma and Jesmund in Garage. Yeah, Jesmund is the first point right there, but he doesn't actually get a single kill. Sapma, he gets that information instantly. He's behind a smoke, spams on a dedicated spot. He pings that spot and spams there, gets those 2 kills and the stun right after that. Allow Shed to just push mid and get those kills. Shed, who hasn't really had the best game right here.
No, agreed.
I think it's really tough, actually.
Yes, yeah.
For KOVA. We pointed out Shed and Alive, they need to pop off. And yeah, Alive, he hasn't had that highlight that Chihuahua has right now, but he's been getting his own kills. Only way that Alive hasn't gotten his kills are because Chihuahua has taken them. Chihuahua with 25, and KOVA doesn't really have that one single person popping off. But like you talked about previously, KOVA is that team-oriented team. Well, they still need like Shed or Vicious to get those kills, pop off, get those individual rounds. And if they would have gotten those, I think KOVA could even lead this matchup. Obviously, that timeout coming from Exel, they have good ultimates. Maybe Foxy even going from the shadows instantly. That could be a fast A-side execute.
This is an interesting time. I mean, KOVA are just 1 round away from tying this up. Like I said, they're so close to that finish line. I mean, it's a really kind of interesting time where now both of these sides are starting to feel the effects of the economy. I mean, KOVA still in an awkward situation where you could probably argue they've got that kind of glass floor beneath them where, you know, a loss round here, their economy is going to be in a really uncomfortable situation going into round number 23. But a win here gives them just that slight bit more stability, even with every sort of hefty investment. Rolling Thunder to come online and Alive leading the charge, flooding his way forward. The question is, what information can he find? And so far, he's finding that things are looking a little bit empty. Arlagan for the first and the second as well. Alive will fall. The trade comes through finally. Too little, too late, though, potentially, as that spike's still yet to go down. Numbers in favor of KOVA. And now they can just buy time. Use the clock to their advantage. Just 50 seconds left to work with. And they've got the flank to work with. 2. Chihuahua doesn't even know that Shed can be so close and personal. He will fall down to just 2. And Foxy and Patek, they've got a mammoth of a task ahead of them. And it's all down to just 1. Patek all alone. 1 versus 4. And I think this one is done and dusted. He will fall. And this game is tied all square. MP, I think we might be going to overtime.
Yeah, this looks like it. I'm ready for it. First match back right here, and I'm so ready for overtime. KOVA, that's a really good play. Shed just waiting in short. There's so many players on site that Exel doesn't really notice that short position. Also with the Cosmic Divide, they don't really pay any attention. Yeah, Shed tries to push through that, but Sapma actually team flashes Shed. But in that moment, he flashes Foxy and the other guy on the side as well. So even though Shed sprays with the rifle, they don't know that he's in short, which allows him to get that free pick on the Chihuahua and get that information. Oh, enemy doesn't know that I'm here. And from that, it's all panic from Exel. They are in a really uncomfortable situation on that side with 2 versus 4 left. And 11 to 11. I am so ready for this overtime, if it comes.
It's looking like it. 11-11. To deny OT, one of these two needs to be flawless for the next 2 rounds. And with how evenly matched they have been at the moment, I have a feeling that might not be the case. It's such a round-for-round affair. Full buy going out both ways. Both sides got an operator online. It's more of a question of who out of Vicious and Alive can utilize it just a little bit better. Alive's been good at times. Vicious has been consistent. But it's Chihuahua going aggressive over towards C. Age will come online as well. Boltland's come through, jumping, but a Shed straight into his crosshair to find the first, and he can just dive away. Doesn't need to overextend as that spike is making his way over towards the A site, which is open.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, they're playing retake on the A side with Ali's ulti. They can do that. So also 1 away with the Rolling Thunder and Fox. Actually using them from the shadows already. What? Nightfall is coming in already.
This can work. This could work as well. Spike's still yet to go down. They've just got over 10 seconds to work with, but they will get it down. And now it's a question of how well this post plant is set up. There's a flank coming through, which needs to be also aware of. Fox, he gets a lucky spray though. Just through the wall, but it's more than enough. As Mo finds one of his own, this flank is everything. It's a necessity. The question is, can it find any stability in it? Swinging forward, Yesman will fall. Only good for one. Eliza operator good for one of his own. And as they fall, Foxy's 3K gives XL a 12th round on the board.
Match point.
That point where Foxy takes long and finds Jesmund right before or right after Jesmund finds Mo on the side is so crucial, because if Jesmund gets that first shot on the Foxy, that is probably GG. Alive. Yeah. In short, with operator only, Jesmund still has those orbs that he can deny the operator from. But XL, Foxy, from that hell position, is able to keep XL onto this map. On this map, and from the shadows was really good. That ultimate coming into hell pays off. KOVA, they still have a good fight. They have Rolling Thunder, but fast push coming into the seaside. Jesmund has to do a lot.
Rolling Thunder. Updraft will come through, but for Alive, he goes straight into the crosshair of Yesman. It's an easy opener. Chihuahua's still holding for the flank. Shed will be tested. Gabo spotted. Oh, Shed! No. Fluffs his lines, and, well, Chihuahua will take that all the way to the bank. That's brilliant. Now they can aggressively push him towards the A site. It's a race to see who can get there first, and the answer is Excel. It's brilliant. What more can Chihuahua provide is the question. He's going to aggress himself. 72 points of HP to work with. No armor. As Vicious comes online for one of his own with the operator in hand. Things are now starting to look a little bit uncomfortable for XL, dropping in towards the site. Foxy for a double, and it's down to just one man, Sutma, a 1 versus 2 to deny. XL taking map number 1, 45 seconds, and MP, the spike's going elsewhere.
Yeah, but there's only 48 HP in between both of XL players. Sutma is already reading this situation. He hears that smoke, but
30 seconds.
Sutma is reading it perfectly. Mo, Foxy, really low HP. Both of the players dies from first shot. And Sutma do this. Stun available in a second.
Spike goes down. What can they find with it? All about this peak. This is getting uncomfortable. He snuck his way out, spots the first. The question is, does he even aware of where Mo can be from? Recondor will come through. Now he knows he's playing that backline. Spotted out, and Sutma clutches it out. 1 versus 2, and it's one man who comes out on top. It's Sutma, as KOVA tie this game up, and MP will go into overtime.
We are going for the overtime. I'm so glad to see this, because I think this Haven is definitely a map that KOVA has to take. Going against XL in split, the split is gonna be a really tough map. That's so unfortunate to see. Good for KOVA that they get those 2 kills. They get good damage onto XL, which allows Sutma to take this frag. They take these kills. But this wouldn't have been the first time that Mo clutches this situation. Mo is known for a really good clutch percentage. I think he had the highest in playoffs, actually. And the headshot percentage on Mo is amazing, but it's so good to see that KOVA is able to push this onto overtime. They have to go for the attacking side. XL, really heavy pressure onto A lobby.
XL starts on the defender side. KOVA starting on the attacking side. What can we find? Already aggressive. Alive. I like this. He's already trying to cut off that rotation over towards A. They can just even post it in towards lower and just deny all this presence over towards the A site. He's sort of that last pillar, that bastion here. They expect the aggression. Hasn't been found as of yet. Connects with a brilliant shot and just dashes away with excellence. Opener goes away with XL, and this is the dream start for them in OT. Need to find just a little bit of stability. Chihuahua dropping down. That's aggressive. I like this as well. Well, they even expect it. Good for one. Trade will come through from Alive, but nonetheless, they'll take it all the way. Shed, one of his own as well, brings numbers level. This is becoming a little bit uncomfortable. Fox has to double away, and he's all too aware of that flank being a possibility. He has to now just buy some time.
Yeah, Ale, 2 off of that Nightfall. Actually 1 off after the plant. If he gets a kill, they have that Fate ultimate available. It's gonna be a really tough post-plant. Look at Vicious already making way onto flank, holding that position, but XL, they're starting to creep in.
Hang on a second. Batterdek, though, has got the timing to work with. Crossfire's excellent, though. Batterdek good one. Oh, now Dwale, but he'll fall alive. His operator comes up huge to deny, and XL take a first round in OT. Lead 13-12. As now we switch, but MP, the pressure back into KOVA's hands.
Yeah, KOVA has been here before,
Switching
but that looked
sides.
really good for
Match
KOVA.
point.
That post plant looked really good positions. And Excel, they are not checking all of those. The logs where Ale is sitting has not been checked. But 2 players for Ale, the last one alive, and when alive has an operator, it doesn't really miss with that. And Excel, once again, using these timeouts is really good. One thing that we have seen from VCT, that when teams use timeouts, when they have been losing, they usually gain that momentum back and is able to win like 3 rounds, 4 rounds in a row. And I wonder, Excel, if they can do this, if they can push this all the way to the 14, if they can go for the split with 1-0 lead, that's what they're going for. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, exactly that. I think it's kind of one of those situations where, you know, XL have called the timeout, but for KOVA, I think they're going to be slightly hoping that, you know, potentially this just cools the jets of XL, gives them a bit of a leeway back into this. XL have slightly struggled on their attacking side, as we saw with that previous half, only picking up 5 rounds. So they're not all too aware of kind of where their weaknesses are, and XL now they formulated a plan. Match point, or map point, may I say, in their favor. It's a question of, is this the time when they close things out, or are KOVA going to once again, with their backs against the wall, clutch it up and go to its number 2?
Mid seems to be the battlefield. Shed going for that push with Visus. They have been struggling start of these matches. Can they find something? Not quite yet. Good position on the Shed.
I like this. Aggression in towards mid as well. Oh, the double stack is exactly where they want to be. They've got a somewhat crossfire. Sheds are being cleared. Good for 2. That's brilliant. Make that 3. Fish is one of his own. All down to 1 man. Chihuahua need an ace clutch. But it's to no avail. Shed squad means that KOVA, again, a lifeline extended to them, and we're all tied 13 apiece.
Wow, what a performance by Shed. Like I said, Shed and Visus, they haven't had their best performances in this map. But Shed gets those 2 free kills and then goes on a streak, gets 4 kills, and that is a really good play from KOVA. Just going quiet in mid, Visus holding that position in window, is able to TP back away anytime, and Shed going for that position under window. Allows them to go for that sneaky play. KOVA once again, really fast push on the sewers.
Oh, nice shot for Patatek. Alive as well, one of his own, not a bad one. Looking for one more, won't be able to connect though, and he'll just dash away. Subman trying to just deny a bit of that presence. Does need to be careful not to be caught in transition, but as we stand, XL finding a double. Exactly the start they needed. And what we're starting to see, MP, as well, is that both of these 2 sides, very good on the defender side and a little bit lackluster on the attacking side.
Yeah, it feels like it's so hard for these teams to go for the attacking side. Go for those really high momentum plays. Maybe even switching up the tempo is hard, because every time that we switch sides, enemy team might have a new strat available. They might go aggressive. They might do something else. Right now, we see a lot of pressure put into B, into A, that mid area as well. C, it's been left quite alone for both of these teams on the attacking side.
Still aggressive, alive, Mo, what a piece. What a round for XL, flawless. No questions asked, no if buts or maybes. Only goes one way. Alive putting on a masterclass. It's round number 27, and this time XL, with statement on the defender side, it's more a question of can they replicate it on their attacking side.
Absolutely. It seems like when Shed is popping off, Alive says, I want that too. He gets his own 3-piece right there with the operator, and I think that's what is really hard for KOVA. Definitely on the attacking side. XL, they go for that glass cannon, go for the operator onto Alive, and it's really hard to predict where he's playing, and there's a lot of utility supporting Alive as well. How fast A long take from XL. They don't want to go forward quite yet, but making that presence is really good. And once again, we see KOVA pushing up this mid. Getting that camera out of the way is really good. Chihuahua doesn't get information. Look at Sedge position as well.
Where did the owl drone just trying to clear out these close positions? They've had problems with that before. We saw that in that kind of that previous OT on their attacking side, where all it took was one crossfire in towards mid, and XL were very easily diminished. Now, slowing things down. That tempo, nice and slow. Are they going to double back off the A site? Going to try and join forces, potentially over towards B. He is still just lurking in that position. And speaking of, the attacking side of XL are lurking back over to A.
Yeah, but now the information is coming through. There's at least one player A long. But there's already 5. 2 players just holding this side. Good utility on the shop mark. That stun is right there. Comes in.
Oh, the location's not bad either. Be revealed for one. Looking to find yet another. Not a bad shot for a double. Stunning. He's down to one man. Chihuahua all alone, and he has to put on a performance for the ages here. He's good for the first and the second as well.
I have
Strike will be collected. Army's got something to work with, but swinging in. Shed will deny the presence. The cage came online, but too little, too late. And we go to OT number 3, MP.
Yeah, I was already a little bit on the edge of my bench right there. You have Chihuahua on a 1 versus 3 situation, 1 versus 4 actually. It's not easy. It's scary because Chihuahua can absolutely do those situations, and it would be devastating for KOVA if they would lose a situation like that. Thankful for KOVA that they don't lose it. Chihuahua, a monster of a player. He's been so good in this matchup. Now KOVA kind of faking that aggression. Doesn't want to go for that A-long, A-sewers aggression and leaves it all up to Excel. They maybe go for this B execute, but there's Foxy and Chihuahua waiting.
They're waiting for it. The question is, what can they find? Aggressive, good for 1, looking to make it 2, but he's only good for that first. Foxy, like a deer in headlights, just slightly fluffed his lines there. Now this is becoming not the situation they were hoping for. Some are finding one more on the attacking side, a little bit more of a definitive just showing. Oh, they just Patatech and Alive, left all alone, 1 versus 4, operator in hand, but I think it's maybe a task too tall for him. And this requires something special. Good for the first, though. Ole will fall. The man who more or less opened up this B site. What more can he find? Nothing. It's the answer. Shed will deny. KOVA. Now they take map point and going onto their preferable defender side.
Yeah, that's a beautiful stun as well. Ending Alive right there. KOVA, they want to switch it up. They don't want to go into that operator again. Sure, Alive is already on the C side, but they decide that they want to go for the B side, the fast execute. Foxy in a really sneaky position. No one checks that. When Shed finds that first pick on the C-link, and Foxy gets only 1 kill on the side, KOVA is in a really good situation. Like you said, they go for this defending side. They preferred side, and Beasters with the operator as well.
Pop shot, 1 connect. XL pressure is definitely on their shoulders now. It's more than safe to say. Well, that tempo, oh so slow. I mean, no real committal play being made as of yet. They're still waiting for an opportunity to work with. I think XL potentially, as we mentioned about that pressure, they're feeling it now. I mean, they don't really want to overextend. Don't want to try anything too overzealous, because it'll leave them in a very uncomfortable space. What they have done is opened up that of long and given Vicious at least some space to work with here. Going for a little bit of a peek, miss shots, and just teleports away.
Yeah, that's a small step right there. Allows Alive to survive another day. Once again, yeah, that C-long that has been taken. XL is like, okay, that B side, you worked for KOVA. Let's go for it as well, and that is exactly where they want to go. Maybe even go C after this.
Potentially, right? I mean, Cypher Cage come online. Recon dart into his back sight. Not going to spot too much. Cage will be triggered as well. So, this is that committal play now. Spike to be planted. Foxy will get it down. Just about uncontested. No, he won't. He fall to the hands of Sutma. Numbers now favouring KOVA on this retake. It needs something special. Another bad start from Alive. Cloudburst. And he can do the smart thing of sitting inside it. This is genius. This could work for him, but he overextends into Shed's hands. Spike will be tapped. Mo, good for one of his own. Trying to deny that presence. Pasek as well coming online. Oh, that's brilliant. All down to 1, and Ole concussed. Not exactly where he wants to be. The question is, do they expect the wrong side of that site? Mo tapping away. He's been spotted, and I think this has done a fair. Another OT on the cards for us, MP, as they're going to be tied 15 apiece.
That looked kind of bad for XL. Foxy gets taken out instantly. 5 versus 4.
Last
EXO,
player
they don't have
standing.
any information, any
sides.
control on that B side.
Overtime.
They have to play outside. But still somehow, from that pick of Alive, they are in a really good position. And also, Mo, that position, right outside B, on the left side, no one is gonna take that. That is so awkward position, and Mo is able to find 2 kills from there. Just from his last bullet, he's able to find that second kill as well. Patitek holding the double door as well, allows EXO to go for this 16-15. Can they manage it? KOVA once again goes for that more aggressive route onto A long. Last time they did this, it didn't work, so they went for B. Maybe this time around they find better luck on the A side.
And of course, still, oh, so slow. I mean, it's that tempo is kind of to a grinding halt by KOVA, but it's worked for them. They kind of bait out a lot of the defender side utility, and then when it comes to a retake, it leaves XL struggling, which has worked for them previously. So at the moment, it's methodical, slow approach this one, but looking like that A side split is going to come through. Shed once again leading the charge. No return of spray from Patitek. Doesn't matter though. Mo for 2. Looking for 3. Won't quite find it. Patitek double of his own. Who's going to clean things up? It's a 3K for Patitek. What a round. 4 remain alive. Just like that. XL once again take map point. MP, is this game ever going to end?
I don't think so. I think it's gonna be like 40 rounds or something.
We'll get a record.
Yeah, I love to see this though. I think 44 rounds is record in EMEA at least. That Fnatic game in split. I think that was 44 or something like that. But yeah, this seems insane. All of the utility that EXO had right there. The best utility, Sova, Omen, and Breach, all found in A side, and it's really tough for KOVA. Also, Mo had like popping off in that round. Now KOVA once again back against their wall. They have to win this round to continue this overtime.
Oh, and of course, Shed has been spotted. They know he's gone aggressive over towards A long, so this is already not the greatest of position for them to be in. He needs to be slightly careful. Alive tapping away, good for the opener. And now for the first time, XL on their attacking side find that opener in OT, which could be the difference maker. Normally it's KOVA who just goes slightly aggressive and it works in their favor. This is taking a turn. We could be on for a slight difference here. We have to wait and see. Shed going to double down on that aggression though. His teammate fell out earlier, so they're not going to expect that second to push through, but Patitek holding and waiting and prepared into the crosses. MP 1 by 1, they're peeking in, and 1 by 1. Those chances of KOVA taking their map pick or getting slimmer by the second. Swinging in for 1, looking to try and convert to the second. Alive will trade, ease it down to just 2. Yesman and Vicious, what a mammoth task they have ahead of them.
This is going to be really tough. Yesmund, he has to play a round of his life. Yes, played one of these before already. Doesn't quite connect onto anything, and that paranoia forces him out. It's gonna be 4 vs 2 post plant. It's gonna be really tough. Foxy almost getting spammed out of there.
Oh my, that was close. That was extremely close. Foxy down now to just under half HP, but the numbers favour XL so prevalently right now. Not a utility expended, but it's all about this post-plant meta. What can they find? It will be half defuse. Hang on a second. They say pros don't fake. This could be it. Exactly.
No.
Oh, no. Another situation where they say pros don't fake, and that's exactly what KOVA deliver on. XL in a post-plant. Failed to convert yet again. That's the second time we've seen that exact same thing happen.
2 stars onto Yesmund. 1 smoke on site. 1 gravity wall on Copy. And that is all they need. All they need on that round. And few kills. Yesmund is able to find that spike defuse. Like you said, pros don't fake. And from a round 4 vs 2, where XL is so likely to win that round, KOVA is able to pull it back once again. And honestly, right now, I think KOVA would deserve it. After that, yeah, there's no chance.
They don't give up, MP. They never give up. And it's very evident here. Alive overextends, and he pays the price for it. Not the start XL looking for on their defender side, because KOVA now have a free path all the way up to that C side. They're going to get that spike down in a matter of moments, and this now becomes a very difficult retake. Numbers are in their favor. They've got utility to work with, but they need someone to step up. That's not a bad start either. Pat's a good one. Looking to make it 2 as well. 1 quite fine as Yesman doubles down. I one of his own leaves Foxy all alone. 1 versus 4. Luckily the buy comes online. Does not deny too much. Consolation kills for Foxy. Harley 3k and KOVA find map points.
Switching sides.
Wow, Ale. Yes, man. Just the stars of that round. That was really scary position that Mo and Patty could have been able to find a few kills. But Yesmund is able to save Shed right there. Able to get those kills. Pushes KOVA on the 17th round. I think I saw one prediction on the chat as well. 18-16 for KOVA. And that could definitely be the case. Chihuahua staying around on that 30 kills. Hasn't quite been able to find that value that he found before. Look at this. Really good contest on the one.
All one apiece as well. Alive though, double. Will be traded out. Already that aggressive push to the A site that we've seen time and time again. This time they're doubling back over towards B, which for the time being is completely open. Cage will come online. Gives them at least that comfort in the close range. But the tempo slowed right down. They know they've made their way on towards B. It's more of a question of what can they do with it.
Yeah, Yesmund maybe thinking of taking that mid control. He knows that the camera is there.
Spike planted.
He's waiting the spike to go down. Maybe waiting even a hound for Ale. Sophomore has almost full utility right here. But look at the ceiling has been taken from Exo.
Uh-oh. No. One more. Starting to fall apart. Arley needs to come alive here with something special. That's not a bad start. Go for the first. Let's make yet another as well. Into that close angle. Good swing. 1 for 1, but it's Mo. A 3k. And MP, we're not finished here. This story continues. 17-17.
Overtime.
MP, we go again.
This is never ending. Literally never ending. I love how it goes back and forth. These guys, they have already almost played enough rounds to go 2 full maps. I think on the later matchup that we're gonna see same amount of rounds in 2 maps that we saw in this first matchup or map rather. Once again, Exile KOVA both have a chance of taking this home, and Yesmund kinda unaware of Alive, and that's the smoke's gone. That's the controller gone.
Exactly. KOVA. It's a really good start as well. Nice pick from Alive.
My eyes are
Gives
down.
them at least a bit of information. Camera will spot out some more in towards mid, so they now need to be oh so cautious of B, or maybe not. Foxy. Stunner on a shot from him. Alive trying to invite the pressure, but he invites just a little bit too much. Vicious spams him down. Good for 1. The barrel spotted. That's enough for the kill. And now in a 4 versus 3, they might even go for a split over towards A, but they're walking into trouble. There's 2 players here, flashing towards the corner. One in which somehow 180s and comes alive with. How have they turned that in his favor? Vicious one more. Falling apart now into a 2 versus 3. They flip sides. Will they expect Mo close and personal? No, they don't. Recon's come through. One more as well. Down to 1 versus 1. Who will clutch it out? It's Foxy for XL. They live to see another day. And once again, they take the map advantage. But MP, well, KOVA have been clutching things out. I think they've still got it in them.
My heart is pounding out of my chest right now. Obviously, yeah, my prediction is on XL. I'm rooting still for my boys in KOVA, Yesmund and Shed. The Finnish players, but somehow, once again, the raids, they go 1 by 1, back and forth. And XL is able to take that 1 versus 1. Foxy, he has the better information in that situation onto Ale. The better aim.
Stay safe.
Better reflexes and allows XL. I think this is like 5th time that XL has gotten the first round. And they close it out right now.
That's the question. That is the question. Can they? Well, we've already seen about how kind of XL play this slow tempo into the start of rounds. They try and invite a bit of pressure onto them and try and catch someone out. What we haven't really seen from XL on their attacking side is that kind of committal play over towards C long. They consistently allow KOVA to have all of that control. Give up C long, and that's exactly what happens. Once again, Vicious goes aggressive, and because of it, he gets an easy pick on towards Chihuahua. That's the start they were looking for, and KOVA now can just double back, leave Vicious all alone, operator, and hand over towards that site. And gives them some room to work with. They know he doesn't have armor to work with at the very least, but it doesn't really matter with an operator on hand. Shed one more as well. Foxy will drop. Spike dropped as well, and this round's looking done and dusted unless Mo can do something special. Recon come through. Can he come back into it? No, he can't. Yasmin in for another. Summer comes in for support. Platatech a double. Spraying away. Hang on a second. I counted them out, but now it's a 1 versus 1 against Vicious. He's got a same amount of HP to work with. Outland will come on board as well. 1 versus 1, and he manages to clutch it out. Platatech, a quad clutch at XL. See out their opponent's map pick, and what a story that is. For them to close it out, I counted them out. I sat back in my chair. I was like, hey, this one's done. No, Platatech proves me and everyone wrong. 1917 MP. What just happened?
That should have been done. Yeah, that should have been done. Absolutely. The perfect pushes from KOVA. That was so good. Getting Mo taken out right there. The support as well onto window as well was so good. Platatech, he has been offline for the whole match. Well, not offline, but he hasn't been showing up that well that he did, for example, on that breeze against, I think it was Human Tripwires. Platatech, he knows exactly what he's made of. And somehow, with 30 HP, he's able to find Vicious right there. That is just insane how he's able to get that 1 versus 4. Wow, I have to credit him. I have to credit him so much for that. There was so many times that EXO struggled to close it out, and somehow it's that round that they are able to close it out.
Oh, what a marathon, right? What a marathon of going 19-17. I mean, we went the full distance there, but it was finally get closed out in the most ridiculous of fashions with a quad. But what we did start to see, MP, and something that could be a story going through into the rest of the series, is you know how both of these two sides are slightly more lackluster on their attacker side. The defender side is pretty solid, generally speaking. There's distinct weaknesses, though, in the attacking side, and that could become a problem looking kind of long-term in towards this series. But I think now for KOVA, that pressure is really on their shoulders. They go into their opponent's map pick, split, which XL is so good on, with a map down. I mean, that's a really tough position to be in.
Yeah, absolutely. And if they actually struggle with the attacking side on split, you know it's gonna be really tough because split is so heavy defending side. You need those attacking rounds, at least 4 rounds that you're safe. And yeah, I think it might be heavy defender side map, that especially if Live Vicious, even Shed is playing the best of their abilities. If that operator comes online, it's gonna be really hard for the attacking side. As we saw in these matchups, if there was operator up in front, it was really tough for both of these teams to deny that operator and find those picks.
I mean, I'm still in shock. I mean, what a game. Let's take a look at the stats. MVPs all around as well. 30 kills for RLA, 229 ACS, and a 1.2 KDA, but it's Mo 40. 32 kills, 1.6 KDA, and 244 ACS. I mean, what a performance from him individually. Stunner. As you mentioned, you know, Platatech was a slight bit kind of a slower performance from him, but that's where kind of we mentioned with Mo 40, where for XL they can have the individual to step up, and that's what we saw from him. 32 kills.
Yeah, and we have to point out Chihuahua as well. I think Chihuahua was somewhere around 31 kills. Was just a really good player for XL on that first half, or on that real time. When we went to overtime, I found that Chihuahua maybe had some struggles. They couldn't quite find those rounds and or kills, and Chihuahua, he was denied a lot. But that's when Mo, Alive, Platatech, everyone else stepped up. And I just love that hero play from Platatech. There was, I don't think there was a single person from that previous rounds that believed that Platatech would clutch 1 versus 4 on this situation. But somehow, once again, he does that, and he's able to show how good he is in this game.
Yeah, I've got to say, I counted them out. And I hold my hands up. I apologise because I shouldn't have. But ladies and gentlemen, map number 1, after that marathon, is concluded. We're going to throw this one to a quick break. When we are back with Split, the pick of XL. Map number 2 coming up. See you in a second.